Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. We're going live right now. How do I sound? Do I sound decent? Do I sound good? I don't know. Let's go and see what we do. Live right now. How do I sound? Do I sound decent? Do I sound good? I don't know. Hey, I actually sound pretty decent, guys. This actually sounds like solid. For anyone that wants to know, actually, give me a second. Let me here. Open new window. This new window, we want to open a specific file. Actually, 1 second. Hello everybody, welcome back. Omega Gaven here. Let's do a little intro here. How's everybody doing? So today we are going to be doing a project. We're gonna start planning a project because I have a cool project I want to do. It's gonna be really fun and could be very lucrative if I can figure out how to monetize it. No idea how to monetize it, but yeah. Linux plus C++ plus making a new terminal, question mark? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just renaming this thing to be like a bunch of pluses and who knows what. I don't know exactly what titles should look like when it comes to like I guess live streaming development stuff. I guess this is something I need to go do some research on if I want to actually get successful in Linux develop or in development live streams. Research on. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, I do know that we are fine. I need to get my I want to show you guys something really quick. So to get my mic working in Linux really well, I'm using this software called wait for it. I'm just trying to find my here it is. Okay. Always remember. Yes, open. It's called do I not have it here? Oh frick. Oh crap, I don't think I put it here because I wasn't sure if it was something I would like or not. Pulse Audio. That is what we use on Fedora is Pulse Audio. No, there's another one called Easy Effects. So it is really good for audio clarity. Yeah, so that's what I'm using to get really good audio clarity. So like that's a really good thing. Good thing, guys. Good thing. Give that a try. All right, guys, we need to break down something. So first off, our goal right now is we want to make a Jira board. Yes, or Jira, yeah, a Jira board or a agile where is it? Scrum, agile. I don't know. We need to do a whole bunch. We need to create a workflow because I have a project I want to do. In order to do this project, we need to break it down. We need to Scrum it, I guess. If you guys have watched Silicon Valley, basically we're gonna try to do this whole Scrum thing because it's funny. My brain, even though I like to be a very independent thinker, my brain thinks in like I am susceptible to all the different kinds of things that everyone else is susceptible to. And I actually, since I know that, I try to take advantage of it. So I'm going to try to build a system where I take advantage of my own brain to do certain things. So today we're going to come up with a nice Scrum workflow that we can do stuff. Little story with this. I got a new job recently, and basically it's more of like a scene job where we actually work with our other developers that are using software of ours, and through that process like we kind of just answer things, but there is a board for tickets, like things that we should do, like actionable tasks, and there wasn't a board set up for that, so I built my own board. And I gotta tell you, I wish I had built my own personal board at my last job because I feel like I would have been way more productive. Instead we had a team board which has like one ticket that takes 2 weeks to do, and I'm like, that's annoying. But at my current job, I kind of bring up and I have like I can go and do 2 or 3 tickets a day, and like it feels successful, and I actually get lots of work done because of it. Here, I'm gonna retitle this a little bit better. So yeah, okay. So but yeah, that's basically kind of what I was thinking. Like I gotta create myself a new Scrum board. So right off the bat, how do you say stuff? Let's open up a new thingamajig. Go AR. Whoops. go/AI. Oh, does our AI terminal not work right now? Oh crap, well I just realized, am I in my private session where you guys don't see all my whatever stuff? I don't think so. Excellent. All right, that's good though. Good to know. Is my thing working right now? It's not working, is it? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. 1 second, guys. Let me open a terminal. Terminal, open. Do we have our one container open? Open web UI, it's running, right? How do you check to see if a certain containerized thing is working? And like it should work, or it should be working. Frick, I don't know. For some reason, my AI isn't working. We'll use a Copilot then. Yeah, we'll just use Copilot. I think we'll just resort to that. Okay, Copilot. I want to know some different Scrum softwares I can use for personal use that in building my personal project. Let's see what AI gets back to us, because so far at work I use what do you call it, Slack. At my last job I use Jira. At my work we also use Jira, but I kind of like wondering what other stuff we have. So you can use Notion, Miro, Jira, of course. Which ones offer really good free services? Let's see. What kind of free services can we unlock? Trello, unlimited boards, lists, and cards. ClickUp. I feel like I've heard of Trello before. I've heard of Miro, Jira. I've never heard of any of the other stuff. I'm kind of wondering if I should try to, like, you know, maybe like we can pick up like a brand new thing. Overwhelming. Can be overwhelming. Some features gated. No native Scrum charts, but can be built manually. I don't mind building my own stuff manually. The main thing is I need to have a containerized ticket system that works. Oh my gosh, I just thought of something even cooler. What if we build our own what if we build our own Scrum board in a terminal? That I just that's one of those things that's like you kind of just do or you don't do. I don't know, just stuff that's like, you know, this is something that's like a developer thinks of it and they're like, I gotta do it. And it's like it's been done 10 times over, and yet so you shouldn't do it, but you still want to do it just to prove a point or something like that. So it's like, do I do that? I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. So these are all features in our terminal that we'll use. Scrum board built in question mark. Maybe that'll be something that we include in our crazy, I don't know, thing. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. That'd be so funny if we do build a Scrum board inside of it though. Oh, that would be so funny. I feel like we need to build out the graphical interface first. Once we build out the graphical interface, I feel like a lot of the next things will just like flow so well. We just got to build out the graphics. That's the main thing. But that'll take a while. So I think we're gonna have to pincer move this software from like one angle to the other angle, and then like meet in the middle kind of thing. So we'll figure out how that works. But in the meantime, why don't we try and just use these platforms that give you real Scrum functionality like sprint planning, backlog management, and burn down charts without forcing you to upgrade right away. If your client's still working with a small team, most of these free tiers will be more than enough. Why don't we use Jira? Like, I think Jira would be good enough, right? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Let's look at this Jira. I am not a robot. I don't know why my browser's trying to do this. Maybe I type too fast and the browser's just like, you type too fast. You cannot do anything else. All right. Atlassian Jira. Great outcomes start with Jira. Software development, marketing. I feel like everyone uses Jira, so like, why don't we use Jira, right? Let's do it. Get it free. I'm gonna take this off screen really quick because I don't need you guys seeing all of my login stuff or who knows, whatever I do. I don't know. Yeah. We are logging in. Actually, does GitHub have its own Scrum board? Wait a minute. Let me go on a side monitor really here. Does GitHub have a Scrum thing? You have discussions. Here, let me go to like a repository I can show you guys. Like this, right here. Okay, so this is, you know, stuff. Wait, is this program? No, this is different. I don't know why, but this is different. Okay. We got insights, we got projects. New project. Build a spreadsheet. Project tables give you a live canvas to filter, sort, and group issues and pull requests. Tell them to your needs and custom fields and save views. Wait, is this a way you can do it? Is this like game brief and go? Jump in. Team planning. Imagine your team's work items. It has its own Scrum system. Okay. Kanban. You can do a Kanban board. Yeah. Why don't we use Git? Let's use Git, guys. I feel like that would be kind of cool, right? Huh. I feel like this is going to be a project that I'll work with my community and then eventually I'll privatize if like the community gets big enough. And then if you are a patron in the community or like a open source developer in the community, then it will be available to you. I think that might be how we pursue this. But at first, since a lot of this is learning, like during the learning curve of this project, it'll be free. But after that, like we'll actually probably end up doing real development work. That's might be when we do stuff. Let's do a team planning one. Feature release, bug tracker, visualize the status of your project, Kanban. What is So that's what the Kanban looks like. This looks like the same thing. I don't know what's the difference between a Kanban and a team planning. Visualize the status of your project and limit work in progress. I wonder if this one might be better. But then maybe not. Let's just do it on, like, I don't know. Let's call this waterfall work. What do we want to call this thing? I don't know. So this is a project. This project's going to be for my one thing. So we can call this Omegans waterfall Scrum. Let's call it Scrum. The waterfall Scrum. Okay, so it looks like it's given us, we got team capacity, current iterations, roadmap, my items, new view. We can create new views. Okay. But backlog, we can see there's to-dos, in progress, done. I oftentimes like to put a blocked thing here, but I think blocked is more of when you're working with other people and you're relying on somebody else. So it's like blocked by another person because you're waiting for their section to be done. So maybe we don't add a block section to this, but I don't know. So let's take this Scrum board. Oh, what the frick just happened there? So we have a Scrum board on the right side here. Here, let me also, I'm gonna like actually point this down a teensy bit, and I don't know. Actually, I feel like I need to have that more eye level. So you guys, I feel like I'm looking at you guys, not looking up to you guys. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll look up to you guys. Motivational field there, huh? Okay. We want to have the scrum board, but then we want to have here. Let me pull off my GitHub again. I can't be showing my GitHub all the time because there actually is stuff on there that I've privatized, and I'm like, I don't really need the community to know like all the tools I do. All right, here we are. Okay, so we got waterfall terminal. Okay, so we got our backlog and we have the waterfall terminal. So apparently my left side is not adjacent to my right side. Like I clearly need to like line up these two repositories. But I think I might start with my GitHub because it looks like my GitHub actually have it kind of a little bit better off. So the project we're working on is going to be called Waterfall Terminal. So have a visual enhanced terminal with lots of friendly tools, blah blah blah. That's the goal. All right. Languages in C++. We're probably going to use the Qt library for our graphics driven stuff. Then we have all these features that we want to do. So we have modular input / output boxes set up, the input lines and output lines separated so it's more easily to see what is what. So collapsible output to be able to minimize output to block attached to the input block, have a button and a quick hotkey to hide and unhide the output blocks. Remove output lines. Okay, so I think these are all going to be tickets. So we need to like kind of turn all of these into tickets. So I'm going to control C this. We're going to go over here. We're going to create a bunch of to-do items. So every project starts with a bunch of to-dos. Actually, maybe we need to, here, let's do this side by side. How does that sound? Side by side, new item. All right. So start at the ground up. We're building our own terminal. Basically what we need to do is we need to get input calls to back end of computer, run the command to then get output. So we need to split that task into multiple tasks or epics. Oof, I just realized that this maybe we do need to use Jira. Yeah, I'm wondering if we do need to use Jira. I don't know if this will actually, because if we're gonna split our projects into like sections where we have the GUI interface, the back end of like the C++ terminal interface or terminal modules, I think that's a better term for them. And they need to communicate with each other, but they're technically separate. Like our GUI and our back end is pretty separate. We kind of can split those to epics. So like GUI will then have lots of items built into it. So we need to like have the items stored in an epic of some sort. I feel like that's how we need to do this. Is this okay, it looks like there's different, you can add different things. Okay, I'm wondering, what can we do with this? Because I would like to, if we could build this all in Git, that would be really cool. Because if we did it in Git, we can then have people like you guys in the community, if you want to help build this thing, like contribute, maybe join the project, leave the project, do stuff like that. It would be kind of cool. But how do we want to do it? That's the real thing. So let's do configure. Oh, okay, here we are. Configuration. We have assignees. This is going to be a personal project for now, so we'll take off assignees for now. Let's take off priority. I don't really care to worry about priority. Let's take off estimate. I'm going to break these down mentally. Size. What is size supposed to be? I don't know what size is supposed to be. Did it just wait? Apparently you need to have like a certain amount of fields. I don't know, something like that. We got end date, start date, estimate size, sub issues, progress. Ooh, that might be a little more what we might want to do. Is we might want to have like a sub issue list, so we can like maintain this thing to do what we want it to do. Parent issue, sub issue, parent issue. I think we want to have those too. I think those are going to be really helpful. Repository, it's all going to the same repository theoretically. Milestone, Linked pull requests. Yes, we might want to do linked pull requests. That's going to be all stuff that comes later on, I think. We do want labels because we're going to want to label this thing a little bit. Is this like something we can move around? Okay, so we got title, label, status. I don't know what we would use iteration for, but that sounds like a thing we might want. Actually, give me a second. I'm going to turn my fan on in my room. It's pretty hot in here. So I'd like to get some. It gets hot in the middle of the day here. So I'm going to have to turn that on. All right. Enough distractions. The linked pull requests, milestones. I don't know what iteration means, but I don't need priority. How do you I don't need priority. Get out of here. Apparently priority is a must-have thing. That's okay. It could be at the bottom then. Okay, let's put parent issue, then sub issue. I'm gonna put iterations down here for now. Okay, I think that's good. We did that. Column. We have column by status. Yes, we want column by status. Ooh, iteration. Wow, that still makes me wonder what's what. We want to group by. I think we want to group by label. Wait. There's no group by label. We could group by parent issue. Wait, wait, I just realized that issue. So issue is something that's, I guess we could use the whole issue system to be basically it would be our epic system. It'd kind of just be the epics. Sort by priority. I think we want to sort by labels. There we go. Yeah, we want to sort by labels. It just won't let you do that. Wait, did I just click in the wrong spot? Oh, there we go. We took off priority. Excellent. We don't need that. Also, I don't think we're going to need iteration. I don't think we'll need that. So we want to group by labels. That way I can kind of like have all the different variety chunks together, and I can like work on like a chunk, like all the tickets that are like lined up. I can kind of like work on those and such. So I think we'll do labels. You only want to sort by one thing for now, I think. Or actually, no. Within labels, what would you want to sort by? I think you would want to sort by I guess priority if we're using priority. I don't think we need this then. I think we're fine there. Unknown count. That's whatever. And then slice by. Don't know what that is. I think that's good. I think that's good. Save. Let's create item and just see how it works. Our first item is compile C++. I think that should be our first item. If we're going to program C++, we have to figure out how to get a compiled C++ and that compiled C like program so we can actually test. So we need to get that, like a compiled C++, and yeah, do that. So we're gonna do that. Create new issue. Compiled C. Frick, you guys are seeing some. Waterfall terminal. Yes. Create a new issue from scratch. Sure. Okay, here we are. This is where we can get like the whole Scrum tickets and whatnot. All right, so we got our whole ticket system, I guess. Okay, so compile C++. Get a simple compile to work. All right. This is going to be labeled as. All right, so we got duplicate. I don't need duplicate. I feel like you delete duplicates. Enhancement. Good first issue. Help wanted. Invalid. All right, let's edit these labels a little bit. We want to add a couple new labels here, or maybe delete some labels. Okay, let's create a new label. Let's call it dev, or we're gonna call it dev, and then we're gonna call I feel like we need to split our project into a couple parts. We need to split it into GUI, or graphic user interface. I think GUI sounds like a green color. Yeah, green color. That sounds good. So we have the dev GUI. We need dev. Why I'm calling this dev, because I think we want basically to have all these like all the other ones that we have here. I think that might be stuff in the future that if I start using you guys for like actual like testing and stuff like that, and you guys create issues, then we might want to use those. So those ones we'll use natively, but dev ones are like actual development work. So like those are the actual tickets of getting things done. So let's do, so we have dev GUI that covers everything visual. I feel like we need to do dev integration maybe, which is how you call or how you get the modules to work with the UI. Because I imagine basically being able to make some cool artistic looking modules, but then those modules are blank. We need to figure out how to plug in the modules in the back end into those to be able to make it work. So I think let's call this module or dev integration. Or integration. I don't know. Let's do dev integration. That will be basically how we get the one stuff into like the UI. Then we need dev platform. I think we'll call it platform. So dev platform would be the actual C++ or engine. I wonder if we should call it the engine. Should we call it the engine? Like the C++ back end engine is the thing that drives the actual processing stuff. We can rename these later on if we need to. I think we call it the platform. I think platform sounds better. Engine sounds cool, but let's call it platform. I'm going to call it platform for now. I don't know. I'm not the best at this. So, I guess we probably should like. So this is the back end C++ work of getting compiling modules and such. All right, so that's basically what that is. Dev integration, getting modules. I don't know why I keep spelling wrong modules. So getting modules to work with UI components. I think that's what the dev integration is going to be. The dev GUI and Caesar or Cesar, whatever you want to call yourself. We're playing out this project. This is my project I want to do that I've been like kind of like brainstorming like for the past week to 2 weeks. I'm trying to like now build a Scrum board to like put all my issues down of all the things I want to work on, so I can then Scrum my project, make it work. Like so I can, or make it work for me or me work for it. I guess that's more what's happening is me work for it. UI modules and graphics. All right, so I think that's good. Oh, I want to make a dev platform. Let's get these colors right. I think the dev platform. Let's make it blue. I think blue sounds good, right? I think blue sounds like a good color. Let's make the integration. I'm thinking orange. Is it gonna give me an orange color? Red? Red looks bad. We don't want red. Red makes it feel like it's gonna die. Let's make it orange. All right, so we have dev platform, dev integration, and dev GUI. I think those are three things that we want to work with. All right, so let's go back to our board. This is the animated terminal thing, right? Yes, the animated terminal. So I kind of like thinking that if I want to make this project last, I don't want to just dive into it and then get lost in it. I want to build out how I think the project's going to go. And of course we can edit this from here and like we can just tackle all the different independent items that we do for the project. So I think that's like the better approach of this project. So that's why I'm like, we're going to probably do it this way. All right. So let's make some items, guys. Let's make some work items. Did it not create any items? Or wait, my items. Okay, dismiss. Okay, I didn't create any items yet. All right. All right, so we need C++ compile. Compile. Ugh. Success. I suck at spelling right now. Compile successfully. Let's do that. So this is going to be a new issue. It's going to be a blank issue. We're going to put a label of this is going to be. Ah, crap. Where's our dev stuff? It's not here. Here, let's save that. Then why did where did all our tags go? I don't know what happened, but we kind of like lost our tags to do. Like we just made a bunch of labels, didn't we? Edit labels. They all went away. What the frick? They all just went away. What? This is like me not going insane, right? Did I just not click save or something like that? Yeah, look, see? Alright, well, I guess here, okay, let's create them again. I guess. Why didn't it dev integration? I like that being a forget pastel. No, I keep okay, there we go. Orange color. Then dev platform. We want that one to be like a blue. All right. It works. Now we want to add a label. They're not there. What the flip? Wait. Why? Wait, what's going on? What's going on? Why is this not saving? Save changes. Save changes. And save changes. Let's go to our issues. Click on this. There we are. I think we need to like leave that screen like successfully within the thing. So this is going to be dev platform. This is a dev platform job. Like make C++ compile successfully. All right, so it's a dev platform job. Okay. I think, okay, let's get this ball rolling. Let's get this ball rolling and start like building out our whole list of all the things we want to do basically. All right, so next thing. So we need C++ to compile successfully. Then after we get a compiled SQL, we want to get a C++ application compiled, we then want to create a input output section. Yes. Create input output module. New issue, blank issue, label. It's not here. What the frick is this? Create. What the frick? I don't know why, but it won't let me create like the thing first. Okay, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out later. All right, so we create the input. Oh, look at my hair. It's like crazy. Okay, so we want to create the input output module. So I'll make it so we got to compile, we create the input output thing where we can request input, plops out output, just some kind of output, literally just a print line, print world. Like that's literally a hello world. Like you print something to create hello world. That's basically what it is. But then we want to then break it down further. So we input command. So input command line commands. So we want that to be our next issue. So input command line commands. Here, I should put this to the other side of my screen, shouldn't I? So you guys can, yeah, you can see it over here. Let's actually, should we full screen this thing? I don't know why this thing doesn't let me full screen that well. I don't know how to do that via keyboard. All right, so we want to then, all right, so we got to create input output module. Wait. Oh, frick. Did I like put these in the wrong project? Projects, repositories, not assigned to a okay. This one's assigned. Did I make this one assigned to a repository? Relationships. Is this not assigned to a repository? I don't know. Okay, that's okay. Wait, why is this what? Oh, it was relationships, not repository. Oh, milestone. I guess we could use milestones as epics. So is that big? I don't know. I need to figure out how I can group these because I feel like there's gonna be like big chunks of these that I need to like group together. So we'll see about how that groups together. So we got create the input output, create or input command line commands. So we'll do that waterfall terminal. Blank issue, label. Oh, I think it's because of the or like those were labeled to a certain thing. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Wait, so does this mean that this is edit? Wait, no, I want to really. Oh, I see. You see that right there? Here, I might need to. Yeah, these are linked to the wrong repository. Crap. Oof, 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 oof. There's no way to edit that. Interesting. We might have to delete these. Crap. Crap. More actions, delete from project. Yes. Okay, so compile successfully. We gotta add that one. Compile successfully. C++ compile successfully. This needs to be waterfall, terminal, link issue, label, platform, create. Excuse me. All right. C++, okay. Create input module. Wait. Yes. So create input module or input output module. All right. This one needs to delete from project. This new issue. There we go. It's starting to remember that I like that one instead of the other one. This is a platform. Okay, so I think all of these should now work. Waterfall terminal, repository, waterfall terminal, repository, repository. Excellent. Okay, okay, we're cruising now, guys. We're cruising. Okay. Really quick though, I need to put this to the other side of the screen because this is gonna tell me a little bit of like the projects that we want to or the things we want to do. All right. So we get C++ compiles. We get input or create input modules. This one should be above these. Wait, no, that needs to be at the top. So we create input modules, create command line commands, so that inputs outputs commands. Then basically that's a very basic terminal. If we can do those three things, which can probably happen pretty fast because with the assistance of AI, it's been done many times. I'm pretty sure AI could just basically build us the emulator of just like the terminal. So once we have those three things, we are set. We basically don't need to worry about other stuff like that. Next is I think we need to create. There's a few things that I want to do that are pretty simple that we can very simply do. And one of those is we want to create a history log file or something like that. So just like create history logs. And so create history log. So this is gonna be this kind of seems more of it's a platform because I don't know what do you call that? Because like you got the things that build the platform, then you got the GUIs, but then you just have features. Like this is just a feature branch kind of thing. It's just a feature. not the core component. I guess it adds up to make the core component. So we'll still call it the dev platform thing though. All right, so then we have the create history log. That's something I can knock out super easy. I guess right now let's just start adding like the things we want, like the very end game things. So if we get the core things, then we got, well, I can't, it's hard to make the UI element kind of things here, because then it just makes it really hard to like, I don't know how to build UIs in C++ yet. So that's like the big issue we have. Like if we build a C++ thing, we got to figure out how UI, like the whole UI library works. At Qt, that's the UI library that I looked into that I think we'll probably use, the Qt library. So that's what I think. This is where we will make a task, but then we'll probably subtask it or break it up into multiple tasks. I think that's what we'll do right now. So I think we will, let's go through these features right here, because this is like literally my feature list. So we got modular input output boxes, sets up the input lines and output lines separated into more easy to see or stuff. So we wanted to set up the bubble containers. I think that's what we're going to call them. We're going to call them bubble containers. And then each bubble container can have a theme. Oh, my wife needs me to do something really quick. Break. This isn't okay. I gotta do family things. So I'm going to stop the live stream. I might start the live stream later. I know it's only 41 minutes. This is going to be an ongoing thing. So yeah, we'll come back to this. We'll come back.